September 1st, 1939. Poland was invaded by Germany. The invasion of Poland began at 4:45 a.m. on September 1st, 1939. Hitler was the leader of this invasion. This attack upset Britain and France. They told Germany that if they didn't stop the invasion by September 1st, they would have to face war. Germany did not listen, and Britain, Australia, New Zealand, India, and France all declared war on Germany. This is how World War II began. December 7th, 1941. Japanese bomb Pearl Harbor. At 7:55 a.m. Hawaii time, many Japanese fighting planes flew down from above the clouds. They attacked Pearl Harbor in order to provoke America to start trading with them and to cripple America's army. December 8th, 1941. U.S. and Britain declare war on Japan. America was so surprised and upset by the attack at Pearl Harbor, so they declared war on Japan. Pearl Harbor lay in ruins, and Britain declared war on Japan too. This had a huge effect on the war because it brought two major countries into a fight. December 11th, 1941. Germany and Italy declare war on the U.S. Japan and Germany joined forces against the U.S., but Japan's attack at Pearl Harbor even surprised Germany. The attack led to America declaring war on Japan. Once this happened, both Germany and Italy declared war on the U.S. This is what dragged America into the war. April 9th, 1942. U.S. surrenders in Bataan Death March. After the U.S. surrender of Bataan, about 75,000 Filipino and American troops were forced to march 65 miles in the heat. Many died from this long journey. They were beaten by Japanese guards. Many of the soldiers that survived the long walk, when they got to the camp, they died from weakness. This was a huge loss for America. April 18th, 1942. Doolittle leads the air raid on Tokyo. Lieutenant Colonel James H. Doolittle commanded 16 American B-25 bombers to attack Tokyo. Although this attack did very little real damage, it did damage Japanese government's prestige. This was good progress for America in the war. May 7th and 8th, 1942, the Battle of the Coral Sea. This air and sea battle was the first in history. Japan seeks to control the Coral Sea, but Allied forces invaded their plans. The American task force attacked from the aircraft carrier planes when the Japanese landed in the area. This battle left a mark in the war and was a good win for the Allies. June 3rd, 1942, Battle of Midway. America seeks to remove Japanese garrisons from a pair of islands owned by America. The only land that Japan would claim during the war in the Pacific was American. This battle had a big impact in America and Japan's perspectives on the war. September 1942, Battle of Stalingrad. The Battle of Stalingrad was a successful Soviet defense in the city of Stalingrad. The battle stopped Germany from further invading the USSR. Many historians consider this to be the greatest battle of the entire conflict. Therefore, this event had a huge impact on World War II. August 7th, 1943, Battle of Guadalcanal. Guadalcanal was left under Allied control after Japanese troops evacuated. This was a really good day for the Allies because it led them to more victories for the Solomon Islands. This showed a slight view of the war ending. June 6, 1944. D-Day, landings on the northern coast of France. D-Day was the day that the Battle of Normandy began. British and Canadian forces landed on 5 beaches along a 50-mile stretch on the coast of France's Normandy region. September 15th, 1944 to November 27th, 1944, Battle of Peleliu. This battle lasted weeks. Before America could secure the islands of Peleliu, their troops had heavy casualties because of Japanese resistance. This battle had the highest death toll in America's history. Although it was a long, hard battle, Allied troops learned many lessons that would help them when they invade Japan. This battle had a big impact in the outcome of the war. October 20th, 1944, Battle of Leyte Gulf. More than 100,000 American soldiers landed on Leyte Island. They were preparing for an invasion. This is said to be one of the most bloodiest battles. It was a very important battle, though, because it was the starting to show the beginning of the end for Japan. December 16th, 1944, Battle of the Bulge. On this day, more than 250,000 troops launched the deadliest battle of all of World War II. This battle took place in the heavily forested Ardennes. This once quiet region became complete mayhem. February 19th, 1945, U.S. Marines invade Iwo Jima. On this day, America invaded the island of Iwo Jima. They had a vision that they would be able to use this Japanese guarded artillery to build airfields that they could use to launch bombs at Japan. This was one step closer to an Allied win. May 7th, 1945, unconditional surrender of all German forces. On this day, General Dwight Eisenhower demanded complete surrender of all German forces, those from the east and the west. Germany wanted to only have the forces still fighting the Western Allies to surrender, but they all were forced to sign unconditionally. May 8th, 1945, Victory in Europe Day. VE Day stands for Victory in Europe Day. This is the day that is celebrated by both Europe and America, for it is the day that the Nazi war machine was defeated. This is the day of relief for many people. August 6, 1945, first atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima, Japan. The world's first atomic bomb was dropped on the Japanese city of Hiroshima by America on this day. This immediately killed about 800,000 people. Thousands more died later from exposure of radiation. This was a huge leap towards victory for the Allies. August 9th, 1945, the second atomic bomb dropped on Nagasaki, Japan. The second atomic bomb was dropped by America on the Japanese city of Nagasaki. This killed about 440,000 people. This left both cities in complete disasters. These two bombings really showed the end of the war for Japan. August 14th, 1945, Japanese agreed to unconditionally surrender. The two cities that were bombed killed tens of thousands of people. Japan was left with no choice to surrender unconditionally. The cities were left in complete destruction. This was the true ending of the war in the Pacific. August 15th, 1945, Victory over Japan Day. This day is known as VJ Day, Victory over Japan Day. This is the day after the official ending of World War II. This day and August 14th are the official VJ days. September 2nd, 1945. World War II officially over. General MacArthur accepts Japan's surrender. This is the day that Japan officially surrendered, bringing a complete end to the World War II. This event, of course, had a huge effect on the war because it was the end of it all.